live.
Oh, does it? I'm just
Yeah.
not,
I didn't get a countdown either, but
I don't know. It's acting goofy today for some reason. Just let me go ahead and share this thing out real quick. Boom. That is me.
how was Christmas for you guys?
Laura?
Mine was really good. We had a nacho bar, and I think that's what we're going to do every year. So
Nice.
Explain that to me, a nacho bar.
basically, we just like made all the fixins for nachos and ate nachos all day.
Like a whole like big family, like a lot of people, or just like you and your
No, it was
significant
just me and
other?
Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
A
it was
bar
great.
though. Did you guys like make like a whole like
It was like all across our island.
ooh.
Yeah.
We could
We did
never.
it.
Our cats would
Oh
destroy
yeah.
everything.
They're
No.
pretty good about not getting around the food.
That's nice.
Yeah, I've got 2 dogs and 2 cats, and I could never do that. Okay, it is Wednesday, the last Wednesday of 2020. Missed last week. It was Christmas. Hope everybody out there had a happy holiday. With that being said, we're wrapping up 2020. We're rolling into a new year, but we want to look back and reminisce on nothing, maybe not so comic book related. I know I have a pick that's in there that's in the realm of comic books, maybe keeping in the liking of the channel, but look back on our favorite media of the year. We're talking about TVs and movies. Myself, let me try this again. Myself, Laura, and Allory, they have each, and Kat,
Every
each,
time.
they chose their picks for their favorite television and movies, or television series and movies of 2020. And I was really surprised in the feedback Allory and I got 2 weeks ago with book recommendations. So of course, I feel like everyone's more susceptible to checking out a movie or trying a new show based on a suggestion than it is a book. And of course, we decided to have an episode today. So we just kind of pieced this together. To the 4 viewers that are watching, thanks for coming by. You know me as Chris as always. Allory's here with me every week, almost every week. And our newcomer is Laura. She's right there. She's got I just noticed that sweet Woody Hayes picture in the background. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. Very cool. But before we get into our TVs and movies, we talked Christmas. Laura had a sweet nacho bar. Laura, did you get anything nice for Christmas?
It was a pretty chill Christmas, but I got some nice stuff.
Nice.
Chuck got me really warm boots, so they were much appreciated with our white Christmas, the first one we've had in years.
Oh, is it really?
So,
Yeah.
Is it really? No shit. I just like we were there and it was like Christmas Eve and we just looked out and there was like 6 inches on the ground. I couldn't freaking believe it.
Yep. It was
And
lovely.
I don't know if it's the fact that I've been gone for so long or maybe I'm just getting older, but I was really happy that the snow was there until other than like cleaning it all off my truck and stuff. I was really pumped for the snow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Pretty. All right. New boots, nacho bar. I dig it.
Overall, a real successful day.
Yeah. We had a nice time. Aubrey got so many toys that we didn't even let her open all of them because we had to pack them all back in the truck and drive back down here. Laura, Jesus. Jen got some nice clothes. She got a fancy. We should have sledded like you suggested. Yes, we should have went sledding. You're damn right, Isaac. Jen got a real nice kitchen knife, a Japanese kitchen knife her dad bought her, like a $200 knife.
Did you do that pineapple test where you like toss up the pineapple and you like hold the knife and it
like Fruit Ninja?
Have you seen those commercials? Yeah.
No, I don't know. I know Fruit Ninja. I don't know about that one. This thing's like a Damascus blade, like has like watermarks like printed on the. It's insane. Like it'll be like the murder weapon they find that they're looking for.
I was gonna say that's the one you keep by your bed for protection.
It's like so fancy. She wants like this board that goes to the wall. It's just magnet, just like ching, like an armor. It rips off. It's nuts.
I love them.
Anybody get anything comic book related? Walking
Yeah, I have my
you had,
stack right here.
oh, perfect. We had Christmas snowball fight here in Korea. Hell yeah. I'm sure you have a bunch of snow over there, man. That's my good buddy Vic. He was stationed with me here at Fort Stewart in Georgia, but he just took over. He's the head honcho for a new unit, and they went to Korea right before Christmas. Well, right before Thanksgiving. So that kind of sucks. Well, my dude, I'm bummed you couldn't spend Christmas with your family, but I'm more happy than anything that you're stopping by. You need to hit me up on Xbox, by the way. Allory, show us what you got for Christmas, comic book related.
Okay. Well, I also got not comic book related, but I got a soccer jersey for my favorite player, Rose Lavelle, and it's awesome, and I love it so much. I
US
got
female, or are we talking Columbus
Yeah.
Crew? Okay.
So she's originally from Cincinnati,
Okay.
but she was part of the U.S. national team that won the World Cup last summer.
Okay, because I know of the I know Megan Rapinoe, and I know the big superstars over there. Yeah.
Alex Morgan,
the one that's married to the Eagle.
Julia
Ertz, yes, Ertz.
Yeah, she's
I know this one.
Yeah. Rose Lavelle's a little younger, but she scored in the final. So Megan Rapinoe had a penalty kick that got in, but then Lavelle scored
she was like the young and
a real goal, but basically that made it so that they couldn't come back in the World Cup final. So that was awesome. And I love her, and she's from Ohio. So nice. I got the run of 1602.
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
The Sandman. Have you read it before?
I have not read it, so I'm really excited.
Ooh, so I'm just going to tease it for you. Okay. Think of all these characters in the modern universe, how you can put them into 1602. Who do you think the witches are?
Yeah, so I figured that was what was going on. I can't remember what I was watching. I feel like it was The Big Bang Theory or something, but something referenced it.
They do reference The Big Bang Theory.
Neil Gaiman makes an appearance in The Big Bang Theory.
He's in that episode, yeah.
Yeah, so he really briefly talked about it then, and I was like, if they're in 1602, that's like witch trials. Like, they're gonna think that they're all witches. So I was really excited.
So who do you think the witches are?
I would assume the mutants.
All over it.
Yeah.
You're not smart. Neil Gaiman could put one over you. No.
Never.
Timeout. We talked 2 weeks ago about one of your favorite books of the year, Lock and Key. It's all over the Twitterverse that Joe Hill posted a picture with him and Neil Gaiman for their Sandman and Lock and Key crossover issue.
Really?
Yes.
So
that is a thing.
Okay. Yeah, so they have Sandman on Comixology. I haven't invested in it because I haven't read anything yet, and I would rather read it on there because there are a lot of volumes.
My local comic book shop has the box. The box is like this. It's all like 13 trades of it. And I was like, it's like $250. I just couldn't break it. Or if I wanted to go with the bigger editions, I don't know yet.
Have you read any of it?
I read the first 2 volumes. I really enjoyed it. There's definitely in that first volume, there's a really creepy, awesome, cool, like long diner scene that happens in it. That's really cool. I'd love to see it on television. Ooh. But I didn't drop it because I wasn't interested. I was just reading a bunch of other things. But I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I also got the first 3 volumes of season 8 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joss Whedon doing it?
Yeah. So there are a ton of them. So there's seasons 8, 9, and 10. Maybe 11. But a run of Willow just started.
Yeah.
And there are like some offshoots that are not canon. But the second one is Joss Whedon and Brian K. Vaughan.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we got that.
Very nice.
My fiance got me those, and then my mom wasn't sure what the next ones were because there are so many of them, so she just gave me a gift card, so the next 3 are in the mail also.
Nice.
And then my fiance also got me Severed.
Yes.
I have not read it. I don't really know anything about it. He just Googled like graphic comic books, I guess, because he knows that's my thing. But it's Scott Snyder, so
That is one of the things I asked him when I met him in South Carolina Comic-Con. I came back and asked him if he ever wants to go back to it, and he does, but obviously he's so tied up with DC and all these other things. Loved it.
Awesome. And then he also got me Ferals.
There's your graphic and gory and brutal right there.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking for, that's it.
Yeah, so I haven't had time to actually read any of them yet. We actually just got back from his mom's house like 10 minutes before I had to get on here. So
I hope I didn't cut your visit short or anything.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Very nice. Yeah. That's our comic book. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and then I got some novels too, but that's my comic book haul for Christmas.
Well, I saw your TikTok. Actually, I see your TikToks on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. So that was, his mom got me a $50 Barnes & Noble gift card, so that was my own haul. But then I got some, like as actual gifts, and then I gifted myself a lot this season because every time I went to order something for someone, I was like, throw in a book. So there's
absolutely
so many.
Absolutely. We always do that. And we always, Aubrey's got like 3 volumes of Sailor Moon in the cart right now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in there, but I've got so much.
They get you that minimum purchase amount for free shipping. And like, I'd rather get a new book instead of paying shipping. So
do they do that if you have Prime?
No, not if you have Prime.
Need Prime. It's worth it.
Well, I have gone back
and
forth.
You both have education emails, right? University emails. Yeah. You guys get Prime for like $50.
Yeah, my mom has Prime. During Christmas, though, I was afraid to get onto her account because I didn't want to see anything in her cart that might be for me because I'm not a Christmas ruiner.
When December hits, whenever we buy something, we make the other one delete the app off our phone.
Yeah. Yeah, it can get tricky.
Nice. What else?
You?
That's all I asked for is comic book shit. I'm wearing my local comic book shop sweatshirt. Oh, nice. I forgot to tell you, coolest thing happened yesterday. So we're going to Savannah. The comic book shop opens on 1. They're working on COVID hours, right? We had other stops to go to. Comic book shops on the end of town. We started on this side. We had other shops we wanted to hit. We wanted to hit Jenna wanted to hit Target. I want to stop at Best Buy. We both want to stop at Barnes & Noble and Home Goods. So we stop at all those places and then go to the comic book shop, pick up all my stuff from the last 2 weeks I haven't been home, and then I check their Instagram. And I just wanted to end myself on Christmas because I think one of the most important females in comic book history happened to walk into our comic book shop. And if I would have went to the comic book shop first, I would have met her. None other than the godmother, the creator of some of our best comics from the Vertigo imprint. We're talking Sandman we just talked about. We're talking about Why the Last Man. We're talking about Fables. All these great Vertigo books. Karen Berger herself walked into the comic book shop yesterday, and she created Vertigo. And I couldn't believe I missed that.
By how long?
She just walked in. I missed her by 2 hours.
That sucks, man.
Yes, and now she has her own imprint with Dark Horse called the Burger Books.
Oh, cool.
Yes, she did the one She Can Fly, and she did the one about This Is Not Our Home, about the Vegas shootings and things like that.
Okay.
She's doing those books over at Dark Horse, but man, I can just look at my shelf. She's responsible for Hellblazer. She's responsible for Alan Moore's Watchmen. She's responsible for Swamp Thing. All these dark titles that couldn't, be done. She's responsible for Preacher. Like one of the most important females in comics, and I just missed her. If I would have went to the comic book shop first.
Yeah.
I would have bought books I already have and just had her sign them all.
Yeah. That would have been so cool.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh man. Did she leave anything in the store? Like sometimes I know they'll just sign
I
random stuff around the
I
store.
didn't check their. Well, that was the thing. My buddy, the owner of the shop, he wasn't there. It was another guy working, and didn't say a word. If Karen Berger walks in the shop, I'm telling everybody walks in.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I was bummed. So freaking bummed. I wanted Aubrey to meet her.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, I was so
That would be
bummed. But no, for me, I'll go in reverse order. Went and picked up my comic book haul for the week. Allory, you are in for a treat because this month's issue of Ice Cream Man is an advent calendar.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
And every page is a different day in the month. And every page you see the surprise in each of the boxes. And each prize is a little something in that story in that page.
That's amazing. I can't wait until it gets here.
Yes. Ice Cream Man, Department of Truth, new Something's Killing the Children's out. Call me crazy. Rorschach's got a book out. That's pretty good. And a bunch of superhero shit. And I got a 12 and a 13. Apparently, they delayed last month's issue 12 because of a printing error. So 12 and 13 came out on the same day.
I already have a 12, I thought.
Do you? Because he told me something, and I could have sworn I've read this already. I think he charged me for this book twice.
Yeah, I am 95% sure I already have a 12.
Yeah, I think I got gypped. Stopped by the comic book shop, went to Barnes and Noble, snagged my copy of Dracula Motherfucker.
Love it.
And I had no idea. I had no idea who the writer was or the artist was, but I just saw it on every single best of 2020 list.
Yeah.
2 females, one wrote it, one drew it. I love it. It's brutal. It's very dark and horror-esque. The art is awesome. I'll just show you a little something and not spoil it. It smells great. It's a nice little hardcover. That's like $14.
That's not bad.
Yeah, nice little book. And then I picked up, everyone's talking about, like, this is the quintessential Martian Manhunter book. I haven't read it. I don't read a lot of about Martian. You never see Martian Manhunter in a book. But this is in a couple of top 20 or best books of 2020. So I wanted to give it a try.
Yeah.
And my Christmas haul, like I said, I got me a nice little sweater. I was suggested blankets.
I love blankets. We did it for our book club.
I heard it was a very somber, emotional kind of coming of age tale kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm now a big thick guy. Let's see. I've got. You guys have all seen the movie. Now read the book, From Hell. Johnny Depp movie. Yeah. Haven't read the book, but The Godfather, Alan Moore wrote it, so I had to read it. Okay. I've got everything he's written. He's my favorite writer. I'm about to drop everything. I got a big holy shit edition of The Dark Knight Returns. Nice. For my collection.
Listen, I have to tell you, I have not read any Batman, and the only Batman I've seen is the Dark Knight trilogy.
Hey,
that's
that's it. That's all I've seen. Like, I have not seen any of the older ones, no cartoons, nothing.
We're all terrible in our own ways. Okay. From my number one pick 2 weeks ago, Daniel Warren Johnson, who wrote Murder Falcon. He wrote what I think is one of the best Wonder Woman stories, Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
We got to talk some Wonder Woman.
I haven't watched it yet, so don't you open your mouth.
Okay.
Haven't seen it.
Well,
I have
next week we'll talk about it.
Awesome, beautiful book. And I talked about it earlier. I got the next volume of Sixth Gun, big old girthy guy here.
It's on Comixology. I added it to my read list.
Ooh, okay.
At least the first volume is.
It reminds me of Chris Jones. Hey, how's it going? What did I miss? Well, we're talking about Christmas, man. I hope you had a good Christmas. My buddy Chris got to go see his daughter he hadn't seen for a while. That's awesome. I'll be on Call of Duty later. All right, don't worry. All right, are we good? We good with Christmas?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good with Christmas. All right. let's jump right into it. We've been live for 20 minutes now. I don't want to run over too crazy, but I also don't want to shorten you guys selling some viewers on some awesome TV and movies. We'll start with television. Allory, what's your pick for your favorite television show of the year?
All right, so listen,
Oh.
I mostly rewatch shows. Like
if you're about to say The Office or something, you're out.
I mean, I rewatch The Office every single night, and I do not kick me out.
Are you gonna get rid of Netflix now?
I'm not putting it as my top pick. I promise.
Okay. You know it's gone in 2 days,
the
right?
Office podcast on the way home, like the Office Ladies one.
Okay.
But yeah, I know it's leaving Netflix, so it'll be on Peacock, but it's not the same. I have the DVDs, don't worry.
Okay.
So I haven't watched a ton of new shows, but I did watch for the first time ever and fell in love with it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Because I had never seen it. I saw like the part of the first season when I was in college, and I kind of lost interest. And I gotta say, like, the first 3 seasons I really enjoyed, but once they get to college, like, it is a whole new dynamic, and I loved it so much. But I cannot read these apparently until I watch Angel, because there are things that I need to know in here that I have to watch Angel first. So I started watching it, but I'm only a few episodes in. But I gotta say, I was not sold on having an Angel spinoff series because he has 0 personality in Buffy, and I'm like, why would they give this guy a show? But he's so much better on his own. Like, he has, like, the very first episode, like, he was funny and charming, and I'm like, oh my god, who's this guy? Because he is not. Anyway, so that was my big watch of the year that I loved. I also loved It's for Children, but my favorite, like, new show of the year was Julie and the Phantoms.
Explain. Draw us in here.
So it is about it. The music is incredible. The lead guy is adorable. He's 22, so it's not creepy. He's adorable. So it is about this girl, and she goes to this music school, and her mom has died. Her mom died about a year ago, and her mom was really big into music and always helped her write her songs and perform. And so she hasn't performed since then. So she's getting ready to get kicked out of the music program because, like, they were really lenient, but, you know, it's been a year, you're in the music program, you have to perform. So one day she plays this CD that she finds in her mom's old studio space, like in their garage, and 3 very cute ghosts show up, and they're the ghosts of the guys from that band. And so they realize that people can only see those 3 guys when they are playing music.
So now
they form a band
because their former selves were men that were cute. Are they like cute animated kind of cute? Or
no, they're like, it's live action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where can we watch that?
She convinced everyone, just kind of like is really confused by it, but assumes that they're just like holograms, that she has some like sort of techie thing, and they're like have a feed coming in of them performing from somewhere else.
Okay.
But it's really good. It's called Julie and the Phantoms, not Julie and the Holograms, because one of my favorite comic series is Gem and the Holograms. And so I keep mixing them up. But yeah.
Where can someone go and check out Julie and the Phantoms?
It is a Netflix original. Oh no, Laura lost her sound.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Let me hide Laura. Show Laura again. Unmute Laura.
I don't know if she can't hear us, or I don't know if she's tried to say anything.
How about now, Laura?
Oh, no, she's gone.
I feel like I can hear her clicking or typing.
Yeah, I could hear her typing.
Oh, okay. Julie, so it's a live action show.
Yeah.
Okay. Any stars that we know in it?
No.
No? Unknowns?
Yep.
And
they all of the cast, like, they sing their own songs, they play their own instruments. They're super impressive. Like, the performances are really good.
So what do you think the age demographic is? Can my 9-year-old watch it?
Absolutely. I watched it with my 9-year-old brother, and he loved it.
Yo, it's blowing my mind that your parents are still having kids. Sorry.
No, they're not anymore.
I haven't seen you in like 10 years, but oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't
You have a little brother.
last time we saw each other in person.
Lower message.
Yeah, so I'm actually closer in age to my mom than my youngest sibling.
Yo, that's trippy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Julie and the Phantoms. It's on Netflix. We're gonna say it's an all ages show. Would we call it PG-13? Yep. Would we call it PG?
It is rated TVG.
No shit.
Yeah. Because I'm a child.
So definitely got the
I loved it so much. I've watched it. It's only 9 episodes. They're about 25 minutes. I've watched it twice all the way through in the last 2 weeks.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's like the acting can be a little corny sometimes, but honestly, the music's just so good that I love it. And I love anything like horror and musicals. Those are my 2 big genres.
I feel you there. Then you get if you get too in the weeds. I'm not a Tim Burton fan either, though.
I had not seen The Nightmare Before Christmas until I was like 22, and it just wasn't for me. I mean, it was all right.
Really?
But I feel like I didn't grow up with that like fascination with it, and I was just like, meh.
Well, how about you, Laura? What about you? Did you watch Buffy back in the day, or have you watched it recently?
I have actually never watched Buffy. That is my confession.
Really?
Yeah, and I know that I would probably love it, and it like definitely shocks people considering I like all vampire like teen shows. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I actually
highly recommend.
I actually got the ending of Buffy spoiled for me, and I was pissed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Someone just came out and blurted it out to me. I was pissed.
Yeah, there was so much potential for spin-offs and stuff. I really wish we could have gone there.
I don't know, man. It seems like Joss Whedon's head's under the water right now. God knows what he can do or can't do right now. You got all this Justice League and Batman stuff, and his unjust practices apparently going on, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, I also bought. Have you ever played? Do you like board games much?
Absolutely.
Well, we play. Like we have 3 bookshelves full of board games. That's my fiance's really into them.
Mm-hmm.
But have you played Marvel Legendary, the deck builder?
I have not. So we like to play a lot of RPG ones. Like our favorites are Dead of Winter. It's one of our favorites.
We've seen that a lot. Have not played it.
Really like that. We have we do a lot of the Lovecraft horror ones, like the Cthulhu's and the Arkham Manor ones. You build the mansion as you play, and honestly, I think our go-to every time is that Pandemic, which I don't know. We probably
I love Pandemic.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
we really like Pandemic. We got Pandemic Legacy, right? Yeah.
I feel like that's always our go-to if we want to get someone into it, like someone's at the house we want to play. Because like we have like our living room, we bought one of those really nice kotatsu tables when we were in Japan. So we got the little butt cushions for everybody, and they can go around and play in the living room. So
I love that.
No, it's so nice.
Our go-to is like deck builders. Like that's what Tim introduced. It was DC Deck Builder. That Tim was like, all right, we're gonna play some games because it's kind of intimidating, like if you're not sure, but then like I love them. So Marvel Legendary is also a deck builder, and they have villains, they have all kinds of offshoots, and there's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer version that I had to buy immediately because like I said, I'm a little bit obsessed with it now. So we've been playing that too.
It's good. So good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, are you a Spike or an Angel girl? It was the question I had for Laura, but goddamn it, Laura's never seen Buffy.
Yeah. No. Spike 100%.
Team Spike.
Yes, I love it. So I've been texting Evan Bankus a lot about because so he loves Buffy. He and my fiance Tim work together, so they've become really good friends. So like he's over here all the time and we play games and stuff.
Nice.
So every time something big would happen, I would text him, and a lot of times it would just be emojis or me screaming, and he would know exactly where I was in the show. But yeah, Team Spike. I also love Cordelia and Anya. They're my 2 favorites. I love a bitchy woman. I can't help it.
Nice. All right. Well, Allory's television picks were let's go ahead and call them 2 television shows you should check out. If if you've been living under a rock for your whole life like Allory, check out Buffy.
And Laura, excuse
And
me.
Laura, she's not immune to this one either. Laura and Allory, Buffy and Julie and the Phantoms on Netflix. I don't know why I haven't heard of that. Seems like something.
It hasn't been out for very long.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's something my kid will be into because she was on Christmas. She was on Grandpa's iPad on the little like piano beat maker. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm making a new beat for your comic corner. It was god awful, but then I sent it to my phone like I've got it. No, check it out. Ghosts and music. Yeah, she's into that.
Yeah.
No question. All right, Laura, you're up. What is your pick for your TV show?
I've watched a lot of TV in 2020, as I think many of us have done. And so this was actually really hard for me to choose. But I narrowed it down, and I went with The Queen's Gambit. Because that's the one I want to start rewatching again. It was so amazing. Like, I thought it was going to be super boring because it's about chess, and it honestly made chess like exciting to me. When we finished this, like me and Chuck like binged the series, and we finished, I was like, we're gonna have to get a chessboard. We need to learn how to play chess. It was really good. It's only like 7 episodes, and it's like really intense. She is orphaned and turns out to be a chess prodigy and has a drug addiction, and like it's just so good. I mean, I highly recommend it to everybody. The costumes are like just as intriguing as the show itself. The character development, like I can't even get enough of it. So she starts out like obviously young and orphan, and she goes to an orphanage, and it's like in the 40s, I want to say, and they like sedate her with tranquilizers, and that's how she develops her addiction. And when she gets out, she learns she can make money playing chess and decides to do it and goes off to goes to the world championships.
So she's like Bobby Fischer before Bobby Fischer.
Yeah, so they actually reference him in the show. And yeah, it's got a lot of really like kind of dark underlying themes, like obviously substance abuse. She faces sexism, being a woman in a man's sport. I mean, I guess it convinced me that chess is a sport, so that would definitely
a mental sport
in a man's time. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's the female lead in that show? What's her name?
Anya Joy-Taylor.
Thank you.
I
have it here.
Did we talk about her 2 weeks ago?
We did.
Oh man, she's in so much stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah, I love her.
She's wonderful. I love that show enough that like I want to read the book now, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't have the book before I had the show, because I like to do it in that order. First. Yep.
I'm reading there's a new show on Netflix that I'm dying to watch called Bridgerton, but I ordered the books first, so I'm binging it, and it's like a Regency romance, and I'm super into it.
So man, what is she in that I really The Witch. That was it. Yeah. Loved her in The Witch. Have not watched Queen's Gambit. She was in Peaky Blinders as well?
I've never watched
so.
Oh, okay, maybe. She was in Glass. That's what we talked about.
New Mutants. Yeah, we talked and New Mutants.
Split. Yeah.
Split.
Yeah, no, I really like her. I think I heard somewhere that in one of the episodes they filmed it in somewhere in OU. Am I wrong?
I read that article. It's like supposed to be, I think, set at OU. I don't know if it was actually filmed, but I know that one of the folks who worked on the film, like it was an OU grad as well.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
I saw an article somewhere about it, so that's how I'm bringing it up. I know I saw an article somewhere about it.
Yeah, everybody was like from Athens was sharing the article, and all stoked because I had Athens representation. Can't beat that.
So is the Queen's Gambit a one and done series?
It is. So it's a
It is.
mini
Okay.
series. Yeah, and it's only 7 episodes. So
7
you
episodes.
can.
So we talking an hour long? We talking 30 minutes?
Yeah, they're an hour long. 2 of them I think are a little over an hour. It's yeah, you can binge it in a day.
So we're talking about
Like
7 hours of story there.
Yeah.
Any other characters in it of note?
So yeah, she gets introduced to a couple different really good chess players over the course of the series and just learns a lot from them. And so basically, she beats everyone. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. And she has like 3 different mentors along the way, each of them being different chess prodigies in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
She never really I want to say never really like connects like emotionally and like in a relationship with most of them. So there's not many themes of like romance and all of that jazz.
Is it because more or less
She's like really
broken childhood or just a termination of the sport or something?
She's just got so much trauma in her past. So her mom, before her mom died, we come to find out her mom was mentally ill as well and had taught her so many life lessons that as we go through the show, we unravel and realize that there's so many different traumas, and she's kind of incapable of having true, genuine connections with people. She does tend to think about how they can help her advance in chess. Like she gets obsessive about being the best. Her substance abuse gets out of hand. She's at the point where like she can't play chess without some sort of substance.
Okay.
Obviously comes back to bite her when like the substance abuse overtakes her ability to show up on time and play games and everything.
I don't remember like the book that this is based on. Is it a memoir? Like, is this a true story? Or is it
it's fictional.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's real good. The book is from 1983. So I'm sure it was real exciting for its time too, because still was a man's world.
I agree. Is this woman that she's portraying, she's still alive now today? Is she? No.
It's fictional.
Oh, it's fake.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like a real person this whole time. I was into it.
No, it's
biography
fiction.
written. Oh, okay, shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, what are you asking at?
Oh shit. No, it does. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and of course, I'm definitely that person that watches things that people usually don't watch. But then of course, I jump back on that. I'm like, why the hell am I gonna watch someone? I'm not gonna watch a show about chess. Just not gonna do it. Even if
I know it sounded so boring.
Right. But
you
no,
read the description and you're like, watching a woman play chess, like why would I watch 7 hours of that? And then I like watched a preview of it and I was like, oh yeah, I can get behind this.
Nice. No, I always see it every time I turn on Netflix. It's always like #1 today. I think it was like the #1 show on there forever until that new George Clooney show just dropped. Oh, that's another thing we did during Christmas break. Netflix and all those Great British Bake Off on there. Oh yeah.
That show is so soothing if you have a bad day.
It's so great because like you see the parallels of our country. Like you've got what Master Chef and you got Great Britain. Like they don't hate each other. They're just so nice.
I know.
Sometimes they need that.
I've really never watched any cooking shows.
Yeah. You just don't want even if you don't like it for the cooking, just watch it for just nice people being nice to each other.
Yeah.
I think it's funnier when they're mean. Like I really like
Oh, believe it. Me and my 9-year-old, we feed off Master Chef. We love it.
Yeah.
But no, I do enjoy it. We got my grandmother to watch it and she loved it. Queen's Gambit, nothing to do with what we're talking about. Okay, so chess show. Favorite show of the year is a chess show. Absolutely. And it was fucking awesome, huh?
It was great. I mean, obviously I'm recommending it, so.
Okay.
Sure.
And it isn't only you, believe me. There's hundreds of thousands of people that love.
It's definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Like I said, I tend to rewatch, and I'm not really good at like just sitting down and watching a TV show. I have to be doing something else in the background. So if it's something that I really have to pay attention to or something new, it takes me forever to get through it. We're also watching My Hero Academia right now, and I love it. It's so freaking good.
Aubrey is reading the mangas of it.
Yeah, so good.
I do. I'm not like, it's obviously like Japanese young children X-Men, but I've seen stuff in her show about it. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I definitely got behind that. TV, Allory's pick was Buffy. I think it ended in 2003, 2004.
Yes.
Buffy and Julie and the Phantom. Laura's TV pick was the Netflix hit The Queen's Gambit. And my TV pick of the year, a little bit of controversy. It's two of them from the same network, and I'm calling them shows of 2020 because they ended in 2020. Okay, the gist of them, the majority of it was 2019, but they ended in 2020. They won their awards in 2020, so it's a 2020 show. I don't want to cause too much controversy, but two shows from HBO. It's a time.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Lovecraft Country.
Okay.
And Watchmen.
You're only half right.
Okay, which one did I get?
Watchmen.
Okay. Don't get out here.
HBO series Watchmen and Perry Mason.
Perry Mason.
Perry Mason was phenomenal. Let's start with Watchmen.
Hasn't that been on for like? Isn't that really old?
It is a previous show. It is an old show that your grandparents used to watch. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But they rebooted it. Let me get you. I'll get to Perry Mason. You stop it.
Okay.
The Watchmen. You brought up Lovecraft Country. Okay. Let me tell you, Watchmen crawled so Lovecraft Country could run. Okay. Because it's always such a hard thing for me, because if you don't know the story behind Alan Moore and the Watchmen, Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons wrote the Watchmen, and they got screwed on a shitty deal from DC Comics and Vertigo. Their deal, the contract they signed is they will get all rights to their book and their property as soon as their book goes out of print. Let me tell you, they print that book every year.
So they've seen nothing at this point?
Alan Moore has not seen $1 for the Watchmen.
That's insane.
And he has cut ties to all of DC, Vertigo, all of them. And every time you see anything that he's referenced, it'll only be Dave Gibbons, the artist, and the writer of the book. It wouldn't be Alan Moore. It'll just be the original writer. It even says it in the credits. He will not take anything for it, and that's why I'm kind of torn between it, because it's, without question, it's a comic book, but it is a piece of literature. It's every Rolling Stones, Time Magazine, greatest books of all time, one of my favorite books of all time. And I was definitely on the fence about this. I'm like, you guys, this is blasphemy. You don't try to do anything with this. Like, this is God tier. You don't touch the Watchmen. This show was awesome. The first scene of the show is the Tulsa Massacre. First scene of the show. And us being, young white Americans, we were grown up and we were taught that it's the Tulsa riots. It was not the Tulsa riots. It was absolutely a massacre on African American people in Tulsa. And it was crazy how that very first episode, and the show teeters on it, and it's a Watchmen story. The fact that this event in history was brought to life in a TV show, and so many people across America only learned about it through this TV show for the first time. And it happened in the 40s. And you've got everybody in it. Dr. Manhattan's in it. Regina King is a god in the show. She is so great. If she does not win every Best Actress Emmy, it's rigged. She She was a character. So the way they set up the cops all wear masks so that people don't know their identity. And if they're like street level cops, but if you're a detective, you take up the suit of a vigilante. And she dons the like a nun's costume with like a spray painted black face, and she's Sister Midnight, and she's kicking all kinds of ass. I don't know if you've ever seen The Watchmen or ever read The Watchmen, but it takes place right after The Watchmen. It is a true sequel to The Watchmen, and it's phenomenal. The casting is phenomenal. Every episode of it has you guessing, has you wondering what the hell's going on, and it's no slouch. The director of the show is Damon Lindelof, who did Lost, who did The Leftovers on HBO, all those shows. It was a show that it did so much for people of color, for representation, but also that they can be kicking ass, be badass, and saving the fucking world. And I'm going to give you the biggest. Do you guys intend on watching it? Because I'm going to give you the biggest spoiler of all.
I would love to watch it, so I would appreciate no spoilers. But I can mute my thing if you want to talk.
No, you're good. I don't want to spoil it. But if you've seen the movie, they do switch from the book, because in the book, Ozymandias, who you find out is the villain in all of it, at the very end, the guy who's portrayed as the smartest man in the world, he's actually a villain. And to prevent a nuclear war, he brings a giant squid monster and it kills millions of people. But in the movie, he makes it a big bomb. Got it. It's a movie. Masses of Americans go into the theaters. They get that. But in the TV show, they stay true to the book. And in the series, they're still suffering from lingering effects from that attack. And it is so damn good. It is so good. Like, every episode, like, the lights were off, me and Jen are in bed, blankets up, we're like, it's so good. It is not only one of the best shows I've watched all year, it's one of my favorite HBO series, and that's a huge title in there. You've got Game of Thrones.
They've been killing it.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
And honestly, and the ending of the series, you'll love it, or you'll either absolutely love it, or you'll absolutely want more. You're not going to hate it, and that's perfect.
Gotcha.
You're going to be sitting there begging for a season 2, and it's not coming because it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And let's cut over to Perry Mason. Yes, Perry Mason, the old show your grandparents used to watch. The guy, the lawyer, right? This show was originally given to HBO for the director that did True Detective. Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm back. We're going to do Perry Mason. Awesome. Who's going to be your Perry Mason? He says, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be my Perry Mason. HBO said, that's tough because you know what? They were pitching it still during the Marvel, the hit up, schedules might not work. And then the director for True Detective got a couple other series, but Robert Downey Jr. read the script and loved it. And he said, if no one's going to make this, I'll make it. This show is made by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife.
Okay.
Perry Mason himself is Matthew Rhys. If you haven't seen Matthew Rhys, he was in
The Americans.
Right? Yeah. And I know everyone loves these fan casts. Like, who would be this person in the Marvel Universe? And the biggest one I always see is your boy from The Office, Jim. And
John Krasinski. They really want him in the Fantastic Four.
Is
that the one you're talking about?
If they don't get him, I want Matthew Rhys as my Mr. Fantastic. Phenomenal actor. And mind you, this show and the star of this show is the theme of it. It's 1930s and it's in Hollywood. And it teeters on a family who has a baby kidnapped and the baby is murdered. I know. We're getting on rough waters here.
I mean, we already talked about the witch, so.
Right. And all the outlandish drug abuse in the hockey, chess world.
Yes.
Um,
Probably also in the hockey world, but
I'm sure.
He and the show that your grandparents watched, it's just Perry Mason being a quick-witted, attorney that always found the answers and always won the case. This show builds on it. It shows you he did not even taken the bar until like the second or third last episode. You find out that he was in World War II or World War One. You see some of the terrible things that have developed and created him. You see how the dark underbelly of the 1930s. I'll just give you some of the cast alone. Matthew Rhys is Perry Mason. Tatiana Marsali, if you liked Orphan Black.
Loved Orphan Black.
Exactly. She is phenomenal in it, and I think that's definitely what got her the She-Hulk role. Definitely. She is outstanding in this one. She's kind of like, her name is she's a nun in it, but she's that on the radio, kind of vaudevillian, always hooting, hollering, doing this. Her name's Sister Alice in this, that can cure people. And the person he's got an attorney before he becomes an attorney. He's just that guy that can go and snap pictures and get dirt and follow people, right? Perry Mason. The person who always hires him is Third Rock from the Sun.
Nigel Lithgow.
Yes, Jonathan Lithgow.
Love him.
Jonathan Lithgow was in the show.
Yes, I always say Nigel. I don't know what it is.
You're thinking Wild Thornberry.
I've seen him in so many things, and I always say Nigel. Yeah, it has to be Nigel Thornberry.
Yes, he's in it, and he is perfect in it. This show blew my mind, and every title intro's got the old Scott, like the whole like noir detective, like that. It's perfect, and it has a scene in it. There's so many great scenes in it, but there even comes to the part where in the old show he has his assistant with him. His name's Paul Drake. He's a young black man. In the show, in the TV series, mind you, he's just a white guy, but they develop this guy. He's a street cop in Hollywood, and mind you, it's the 30s, and he's a black man, and he's even afraid of his own life from his police superiors. And you see his struggle. You see he comes up through the ranks, and he sees the corruption in the police force as Perry Mason's trying to figure out this case. And he throws that all away, and he comes and tries to, divulge the truth in all of this. And he's got a assistant, a female, that is absolutely almost steals the show. Every single person in the show is phenomenal, and I love that old noir detective kind of feel. But Robert Downey Jr., best thing, might even be better than Iron Man. Good for him. That's a Marvel guy for me, but I freaking loved Perry Mason. Loved it. I cannot wait until the second season. And the best thing was, it was kind of like that Rocky moment. You waited because if you grew up with grandparents that watched it, I watched, I think it's like 8 or 10 episodes. They never did the theme for Perry Mason, but at the very end, he becomes the attorney. He wins the big case. Whatever. Don't get too deep, but they finally hit that Perry Mason theme. And you're like, oh, yeah. But if you've got HBO Max, The Watchmen and Perry Mason knocked my socks off. Not even best television, best time I spent in front of the TV this year. Those two, without question.
I really want to check out The Flight Attendant too with Kaylee Cuoco. It just came out, but I've been meaning to check it out. I saw trailers and it looked really good.
Female from Big Bang Theory?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did see previews for that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, just either of those shows, give it 15 minutes. If you're not hooked in 15 minutes of both those shows, just turn them off. I guarantee
I trust your judgment. Yeah.
It was my favorite time in front of a big screen. I liked it better than my choice for movie of the year. These shows, without question. All right, let's cut on into it. I don't want to run too late like we did the night before. I don't want to speed you guys up either. Now we're going to switch over to our movies. Allory, your movie of 2020.
Easy choice. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Freaky with Vince Vaughn.
No, I want to see it.
I want to see
Oh my
that
God.
too.
It was so good. So I love a slasher. Like, that's all I need to know. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter how corny the slasher is, but this is not. It's so well done.
Mhm.
It's gory. It's hilarious in some parts because, I mean, it's a body switch if you're watching and not sure what it is. So Vince Vaughn is a serial killer in this town, has a run-in with a high schooler, and they end up switching bodies, Freaky Friday style.
Right.
But now, so he is in this teenage girl's body, but with all of the mindset and psychological problems that come with being a serial killer, or that lead to being a serial killer. It's gory. The kids who play her two best friends are great. We have some POC representation, LGBTQ representation, and it's just so incredibly well done. Like, I love it. It has like the same vibes as Ready or Not. Did you see that?
When
It came out a couple of years ago.
is the one where she got
Jodie's
married?
in it. Yeah, so she's
Yes,
getting ready to
we
get
like
married,
that.
and she
Yeah,
has,
me
like,
and Jen watched that in
plenty.
bed one night. We really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Adam
love
Brody.
that movie. I know, right? That's all I needed. But I loved that main actress too. She was so good. And so it's very much like it's a dark, gory slasher comedy. And it's so good.
No, it's not a latte, my friend. It's a Sam 76. No bush lattes. We're classy on the show, but sorry, go ahead.
That's really it. I
did.
So
I got Freaky Friday vibes, but I also got like the tone, like from the trailers and things, maybe like Happy Death Day, or is that?
I thought the same
it's
thing.
It's from the makers of Happy Death Day, which I
Same
also
producers, huh?
really
Okay.
enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a cat that wants out. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Definitely darker and gorier than Happy Death Day, though.
Good. We were on the fence on renting that, but you sealed it. Too easy.
Yeah, I loved it.
Vince, I love Vince Vaughn too. I don't know. He's so funny and everything. And then, like, I was trying to think of like a serious movie that call me crazy. Like the one serious movie I like him in, and it's corny as hell. The one with him and John Travolta in it, and Vince Vaughn's the evil stepdad. What is it?
Be Cool? That movie?
No. Travolta's the dad. Vince Vaughn's the evil stepdad. Oh,
I don't know.
Man.
You got me stumped.
Domestic Disturbance. Super corny. But John Travolta's the new divorcee dad. The kid's like, I just saw crazy evil stepdad Vince Vaughn kill somebody, and he's like, stop it, you're a kid, I'm not believing you. And he finds out it's true, and then Travolta and Vince Vaughn go at it. Dang it. Super corny, like early 90s. But if it's on, I flip it on. If I'm going through the God, I'm like, I look at my 9-year-old like, check this out. She's like, she doesn't know Travolta.
Yeah.
You remember this guy from Saturday Night Fever? No. So. Freaky, yes. So is it available to rent now?
It's available to rent on Vudu, but it's $20 because I've really been wanting to watch it again. So I'm just going to wait until it's available to purchase on Vudu because it's also going to be $20, but then you have it forever.
I'm so torn about these, this world we live in with all these rental prices. Because, like, I want to watch Tenet. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan.
Yeah.
That's $20.
Yeah.
But I do want to. I think I'd be easier to sell Jen on $20 for Freaky because she'd be more into that than Tenet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters because our theaters are open, so, or at least the one in Athens is.
Okay.
So we've been going.
Freaky.
And there's so we saw Wonder Woman on the 26th, and that was the first time that we've been there since the pandemic that there were actually other people in the theater.
Wow.
But every other time we've gone, it's been
Okay,
only
well, now you got me nervous. It doesn't sound like you have HBO Max, do you?
I do have HBO Max, but my dad wanted to go see it all together.
Okay, because I'm telling you, if you don't give Watchmen or Perry Mason a try, we're done.
I'm going to. I
I'll do
promise.
this thing solo, or if Laura
I'm
wants
cut
to,
from the
if Laura
show.
wants to get on the bus and finally watch Buffy,
Man,
then it's just me and Laura.
I'm going to. I will.
after
Okay.
4 episodes, and I'm already getting fired.
Oh, Freaky. No, yes. Awesome. I'm glad you said that because I do want to see Freaky.
So good.
Awesome. Laura, your movie of 2020.
So I am stoked to talk about this. And it was actually easy for me to pick because most other movies I've watched this year were from 2019. So this one's actually from 2020, another Netflix movie. And it's called The Old Guard. Not sure if
Ooh.
you've heard of it. It's based on a comic by Greg Rucka. And the film was directed by Gina Prince Bythewood. Loved it so much. It's these 3 immortal mercenaries.
Good
And
daddy.
see, yep, there you go.
Loved it. Didn't watch the show.
Yes.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong. I didn't watch
Netflix
the
made
show.
the movie, and
When I read the book
it's
and I like it, I don't watch the shows. So go ahead.
see, I'm the opposite. If I read the book and like it, and they come out with a show, I want to watch that. And just that way, I can critique how they screwed it up.
I always get mad. Then I always find if it's like, oh well, they didn't do this, then I'm like, then I go even deeper. I'm like, her shoes were fucking brown, not blue. Did you even read that?
See,
Like, I do that too much.
Yep.
I like to watch them. I just need some distance. Like I can't immediately finish it, and then like I still haven't watched Lock and Key, even though it's been like 6 months since I read it, and it took me like a year at least to watch The Handmaid's Tale after I read it because I'm like I need to go back and forget all of the details that are going to make me angry at the show.
Right.
Yeah,
I do want to hear about
I
this.
like to watch and read. But yeah, so it's these immortal mercenaries. There's 3 of them, and they have this like golden rule to never work with the same folks twice. And they break that rule, and they get ambushed, and shit goes south. And they regenerate because they're immortal, and it was a total ambush trap from the guy that hired them, and he's trying to like basically sell their powers on like to a pharmaceutical company to like get these guys to basically kidnap these immortals and suck their blood out and experiment on them and stuff. And it's just like it's so intense, it's so well made. The what is her name? Charlize Theron in it.
Mhm.
She's obviously a major hottie, and she's an extra badass in this. And then it's 2 of her companions. They've been together for a long time. They've like found each other over the years, and there hasn't been a new immortal born for like dozens of centuries or decades, I guess. And then there's this Marine who starts having like the same dreams as these immortals, so they have to find her because she's the new one, and she's also a badass, and her name's Nile, which is really cool.
Not
and
nice.
then yeah, they turn into they have to do some shit and cause some revenge, and don't want to like give too many spoilers in case anybody wants to watch it because there is a little like oh, how dare you moment, but
yeah, I definitely want to check it. I haven't even like when you said Charlize Theron, I was like, maybe that sounds familiar, but nothing's ringing a bell.
I definitely like the book, and I was iffy for the Netflix movie because I mean we're bound to the length of the movie. If it's an hour, and a half, if it's 2 hours. When I read the book, mind you, they're still making it. This book is still ongoing. It really is in the book because these individuals, again, they are immortal. You do see their past lives and everything of the sort. It really is like it's a fairy tale of blood and bullets.
Yeah,
it is, and I think that's maybe one of the big things that took me off from watching it. But of course, I am not with any comic book property if it's not like on the big screen. Because I mean, I'll watch before I'm dead. I'll see at least 20 Batman movies. But with someone's like Greg Rucka's creation of this is all him. You know what I mean? And if you don't know Greg Rucka writes a book that is almost like this, but the fact that it hasn't been made a movie. Actually, Greg Rucka has an HBO series coming out. He's doing what Gotham should have been, like the shitty Fox show.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing Gotham Central, which is just the cops, no Batman, none of it. But Greg Rucka did one that was called Lazarus. And if you haven't read Lazarus, it's one of my wife's all-time favorite books. It's like a future dystopian story. It's fucking awesome. A female lead that kicks all kinds of ass, even more than Charlize Theron's character. It's freaking awesome. But no, I absolutely love this book. And I'm glad that you said you liked the movie, because that gives me a little bit more inkling to watch it now, finally.
Yeah, we just happened to stumble on it on Netflix, and we gave it a go, and we were blown away. I think we've watched it like 3 times now.
Now, did it have? I don't want to get into too much spoiler territory. Did it have like? Was towards the end of the book like the big knockout fight in like whatever, maybe like business or penthouse that this individual lived at? Was that in the book?
It was like
I don't want to get too.
Yeah,
spoiled.
there was a fight with like the guy that set him up, and
right.
It was like the pharmaceutical company.
Was that kind of the end? Was that towards?
Yeah, that was the end of the movie, pretty much.
Okay, so the movie probably does cover the first volume.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's where the first volume ends.
So.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm always hit or miss with Charlize Theron, though. But you liked it.
She's a baddie in this. I love it.
I'm trying to think of the last movie I enjoyed with Charlize Theron in it.
I loved Monster.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that prosthetic and that makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Speaking of serial killers.
Love it.
Netflix has got a new Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker series coming out. I'm pretty pumped about that. That was fucking cool.
They just released Ripper too, but I haven't watched it yet.
Ooh.
I heard good things about it. I'm gonna start that.
Did you?
Weekend.
Okay.
Oh, hear it out. You're gonna hear it first at Chris's Comic Corner. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has signed on to do because the big beef was who was it? Zac Efron was Ted Bundy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is going to be Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and I think that's going to be awesome.
He's such a cutie.
I love him.
I know.
That dude is adorable. All right. So Allory loved Freaky, Vince Vaughn switching bodies, murdering teenagers. Merry Christmas. Laura loved Netflix The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, based on the Greg Rucka comic. I don't remember who drew this thing. Greg Rucka. The artist was Leonardo Fernandez. He did Deadpool and Punisher Max. Ooh.
And I should say that Greg worked on the screenplay for the Netflix movie as well.
Good.
So yeah.
That's always promising.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna watch it now. Especially if I'm sorry, Allory, but if I can save $20 and watch her pick, I'm gonna eventually get to yours.
I fully understand. I've been checking like every week to see if it's available to purchase yet.
Right. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are definitely some movies that deserve to be watched in theaters. I'm sitting here fumbling around the $20 for Tenet, and I know how Christopher Nolan is. He loves to film his movies on that 35 millimeter IMAX big screen, and they're always crazy big movies like that are meant to be in theaters. But honestly, I know Jen hates theaters, and I'm tired. The always thing that always gets me is I could totally be indulged, but I literally hear everyone opening their candy, like the whole movie. I always hear it. It could be an explosion and like a gunfight. I'm just like, God damn it, the entire time.
Yeah, no, we try to go, like, we've always tried to go, like, to Sunday afternoon matinees because there's no one there. Like, we try to go when the fewest people are there because I don't like to be around other people. But we've gone to, like, the necessary premieres, the big ones.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen every Marvel movie at midnight. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to that. I mean, they're blockbusters. I'm there, but Yeah, it's a little bit more manageable back home for movies too. I know Nelsonville's still, pretty down there in price, right? Are they open or no?
Yeah. They're not open right now. We usually go to Athens anyway, because they're only $5
Really? See,
for a ticket. Yeah.
I'm talking. I took me and Jen and Aubrey for Avengers. We're talking $20 a ticket. It's insane.
Yeah.
We went to when we were in Japan. The cool thing about Japan was 4D. We saw movies in 4D. We went and saw.
That like where you're like
yeah,
so, and stuff like that.
We saw
That's cool.
What was it? The Force Awakens, and like you're in the ship, like your seats moving, like the plane crashes, like smoke fills in the theater, like the fight in the snow gets real. They crank the temperature down. You're like shit,
Is that one of the Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
Okay. I have not seen a single Star Wars movie. I have no interest.
Didn't watch Mandalorian either, did you?
No.
Cut her off. There it is.
You
didn't watch the Mandalorian either?
No, I'll give you a break on that.
I don't know who
you didn't watch the Mandalorian either?
The world is.
But I have seen all the Star Wars
watching it now.
But you haven't seen Mandalorian. Are you serious? It is. Oh my god. You guys, it is so good. It's better than.
But I don't know anything about Star Wars. Like, I don't know any of the characters or any. Like, I don't know anything.
You're gonna sit here and tell me you haven't scrolled on your Facebook timeline and seen hundreds of pictures of that little baby Yoda, and you're like, "Wow, I should watch this."
I have seen.
Do you not have a heart? What? Oh my goodness.
What are those little things that I like?
What?
They're like these little like furry things that I've seen that are cute.
Ewoks.
I thought. What? I don't know what an Ewok is. What's the? Yeah, it's like a little bear. That's it. Oh, well, those are cute. Those are cuter than Baby Yoda.
I think Baby Yoda's cute.
Yeah.
Adorable.
I think he's cute. It's not enough pull for me to watch an entire franchise that I've never been interested in.
I'm not asking you to. I know you've got Disney Plus.
I do, but I mostly use it for like Wizards of Waverly Place. I rewatched the Lizzie McGuire movie the other day, and I've watched Hamilton approximately 15 times.
I have been wanting to rewatch the Lizzie McGuire movie for like weeks now, and I don't know why.
Dude, I watched it like 2 weeks ago. And
it's so ridiculous.
It holds up.
Okay.
It holds up. It's so good.
Okay.
Don't give me that look. Listen, I'm not the kind of person who can half-ass something. Just like I'm not reading these comics until I've watched Angel. I could not watch The Mandalorian without watching every other Star Wars thing that's ever been released before that. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
There's a Star Wars poster hanging right next to my Harry Potter poster in my living room. That's how important it is in this house.
And yet,
right next to my Teen Titans poster.
You've had almost 30 years to watch this. It breaks generations. This generation story of Star Wars. You haven't watched any of them.
No.
What? Oh my god.
Go watch yourself a Star War tonight.
Oh my god.
But like my fiance has seen most of them and he's just like meh. So he's not gonna force me to watch them.
Tim hasn't seen all of them either?
No.
Hasn't seen The Mandalorian either.
He hasn't seen the 2 newest ones. He has not seen The Mandalorian, no.
I want to see The Mandalorian.
He wants to, he said.
Yeah.
Would you like to pull up a chair?
Okay, how about this? Taika Waititi's in them. He directs some of them. Bryce Dallas Harper does some of them. I know you like her too, right? Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm trying to get you on the right path here. Good.
Is this an intervention?
I don't even want to talk about my movie now. Like shit.
No. I want to hear what movie you picked.
He's like, stop everything. We're streaming Star Wars.
No one's ever been so disappointed in me in my life.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
I thought you would have been way more upset about the Batman thing.
You're going to see them eventually, whether you want to or not. I mean, it's going to happen.
Star Wars?
Batman.
Oh, Batman. I'm totally open to Batman. I want to see the Michael Keaton one. I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah, they're
You
great.
need to watch the
Yeah.
watch the one with Danny DeVito in it.
Yes, Batman. It's a Christmas movie too. The
It
very
is.
last line.
Well, it's too late for that. That'll have to wait till next year. My Christmas tree came down the day after Christmas.
The very last line of the movie is "Merry Christmas, Alfred." It's a Christmas movie.
Love it.
Okay. Okay. You gotta shake loose of that. God. The fucking 2 days before the second to last day of 2020, you dropped that fucking bombshell on me. You haven't seen
I'm
Star Wars?
sorry.
Good
It's
Lord.
the end of 2020. That's where the bad things belong. You can keep it there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Allory loved Freaky. VidCon. You can rent it on Vudu.
Yeah.
Laura, I hate it here. Laura loved the Image comic by Greg Rucka, The Old Guard, and my favorite movie of 2020. It was still in the theaters in 2020. It won an award. It won an Oscar in 2020. So that's why, mind you, it was in theaters a little bit for 2019. It was still in theaters 2020. It won the Oscar in 2020. I didn't watch it until March of 2020 because I got it for my birthday. My absolute favorite movie of 2020 is none other than the Oscar for Best Picture, Parasite.
It's on my list to watch on Hulu. I have not watched it yet.
Parasite is my absolute
good.
favorite movie of 2020. Directed, created, written by Bong Joon-ho. If you are not familiar with Bong Joon-ho, I highly suggest the movie Snowpiercer with Chris Evans about the train in the end of the world. Phenomenal movie, phenomenal book. He's actually writing a sequel to the book now. You can find it at your comic book shop or Barnes & Noble.
I saw a ton of them at Barnes & Noble the other day and hadn't realized that it was a comic.
Yep, absolutely. Bong Joon-ho, he wrote that. He did a Korean horror movie that's abso-fucking-lutely frightening. It's called The Wailing. If you've got no problem with subtitles, The Wailing, like you're wailing. Not like hunting for whales, but like a scream or a yell or something that's sort of like wailing.
Gotcha.
I think I watched that on Netflix. Absolutely loved it. He also did another Korean horror film about these crazy fish that attack mainland. It was kind of depends. But this movie was phenomenal. It floored me. I don't think if I wasn't married to my wife or if we didn't spend 3.5 years in Japan, I could watch it. I've never been a big anime guy. I have to watch, if they're subtitled, I feel like I have to watch them during the day. If I'm laying in bed comfortable and reading, I'll fall asleep. So I'm usually in my chair like reading my books. If I can't watch subtitles at night or I'll fall asleep. This movie really, you felt for everybody. You felt for the struggles, and I mean the film, it demonstrates poverty, it demonstrates desperation, and solely the inequality between the rich and the poor in this movie. And it really dramatizes the extreme differences in the world between the wealthy and the poor, and the extent that people who struggle or the poor will go to live that comfortable life or to feel that power or that ease that they don't normally have in their life. And the movie was amazing. All of the actors in the movie were phenomenal. Bong Joon-ho uses a lot of the same actors in his previous movies. I spoke the father in Parasite, who again, they're a poor family and they lie about their credentials to work for this very wealthy family and to kind of live it up and enjoy this lifestyle as much as they can by being tutors for their children, maids in their house, drivers for these wealthy people. And it's so close. Like the how do I want to say this? It's a phenomenal movie, and of course I'm talking about it because I was so proud that it's the first Korean film to ever win the best movie Oscar of all time. And I think everybody their horizons would be broadened by if they could just get over that small 2-inch barrier that's at the bottom of your screen that has text. If people could get over that, their world of movies would be expanded so far. And this movie is about the Kims. They're a poor family that are struggling, to make their ends meet, and they're living in a sub basement. They don't even have a home. It's a sub basement of this. I think it's a shop, or like a pizza shop or something of the sort. And then the young boy talks to his Korean best friend who's going to college, who talks about his girlfriend and shows him a picture of his girlfriend. And the young boy becomes attracted to her, and they falsify some credentials, and he goes and tutors the young girl. The young sister falsifies some credentials, and the mother and the father in the family are totally for it. Like, they're thrifty. They don't care. They see what they could have or how much they're struggling. They're absolutely cool with it. The mother becomes a maid for the house and a caretaker to the young child of the wealthy family. The father again becomes a driver or a chauffeur. And there's so many twists and turns in the movie that I didn't see coming, that I'm usually that guy that sees it a mile ahead and I call it out. But there's so many good twists and turns in the movie. There's so many things that are good for some but terrible for others, and you see the both ends of it. You see there's a scene where the chauffeur is driving around the rich mother, and she's like, they got a huge rainfall the night before, and she's like, oh my goodness, this rain was so great. It was so great to have this rain. It was great for the city. Little did you know that the family that was struggling, their entire sub basement was completely flooded and they lost everything. And he sits there in just this grueling face on him, and it's just this, we all live in the same world, and how the wealthy and the poor thrive or don't in this world. And like I said, crazy movie, crazy twists and turns in it, crazy ending I didn't see coming. And honestly, it's hard to make me feel anything. Like, I've seen so many goddamn movies, but this movie made me feel stuff, It really did. And it is an absolutely phenomenal movie. It's one of the most artful and successfully executed films I've seen in a long time, because it's scene to scene, it doesn't skip a beat. There's no parts in the movie where it seems like it's just filler. Every scene, every side scene, every little thing, it matters in the movie. The little things that pop back up that you didn't think mattered, they do. And I absolutely applaud Bong Joon-ho for this movie. It was hands down my favorite movie of the year. I think it's the only movie I bought this year. I think it's the only movie I bought this year. Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. Favorite movie of 2020. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, it is on Hulu.
Is it? Awesome.
Yeah.
Look, there it is again. I'm fucking buying movies now, they're on Hulu.
I know.
How it always is, damn it. Love it. Couldn't recommend it more. We'll run right down the list again. Allory's favorite shows of this year were Julie and the Phantoms, as well as Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, it is almost 2021. Laura's picks were The Queen's Gambit. You can find it on Netflix, as well as on Netflix. Again, you don't have to spend any money. You don't even know you're cabbaging on someone's Netflix account, or you're paying that, whatever. That money's coming out anyway. You never see it. You can check out The Queen's Gambit, and you can check out The Old Guard on Netflix. And you gotta You got to front that HBO Max money if you want to watch The Watchmen or Perry Mason again. Perry Mason and The Watchmen were on HBO Max. Perry Mason created by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife. Watchmen created by the great Damon Lindelof. And of course, I love the Oscar winner and 2020 best movie of the year, Parasite. That's all I got, guys. You guys got anything else to say? How about this real quick? Let's give it like a quick fiver. What are we excited for 2021 TVs and movies? What are we excited for?
What did I just see that was coming out?
Is that a dog drinking water?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's my Mastiff.
I knew the sound.
I thought I was muted.
We're not you.
I'm pretty excited to check out WandaVision.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just interested to see what they're gonna do with it.
Ooh. Now let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for WandaVision. And I can't find it at the moment. I do believe that they're going to branch off of Tom King's The Visions run, where they're in a world where they don't understand what's real. Nick Gardner, he is pumped for Coming to America too. Is James Earl Jones in that one too? Is all of them back in that one? Eddie Murphy, all of them? I don't know if they're all back in that one. If they're all back, I definitely want to watch it.
You want me to disappoint you again?
Go ahead. You can't disappoint me.
I've not seen Coming to America.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's not only a global franchise like Star Wars. It's fine. I'm sure
I've seen parts of it because my dad has watched it like 1,000 times and it's been on like when I've walked through the room, but I've never watched it.
What about you, Laura?
Oh, there's a Rugrats movie coming out in 2021 that I'm looking forward to. And then I just finished watching season 4 of The Crown, and I'm excited to dive. Yeah, I've learned so much. I've learned how much of a dick Prince Charles and Prince Philip are. So.
Right. Okay.
There was one that was supposed to come out in 2020 that hasn't, that Tim and I really wanted to see. Do you remember Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has not come out anywhere yet. Like they haven't released it digitally or anything, and we were really looking forward to that.
So they did push that. I'll give you an update. They pushed that all the way to July.
Jeez. I know it was supposed to come out last summer, so they must want it to really be
they want to make that money off that movie, yes. And it does have Ryan Reynolds, of course. It has my absolute girl from Killing Eve in it. I absolutely love that lady.
Oh, that show's so good.
Give me more her and Sandra Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
What about you? What about movies, Laura? What do you think?
I said the Rugrats movie.
Oh, I thought you knew that was a show. Is it a fucking movie?
Oh no, they're coming out with a Rugrats movie.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It just seems like it's gonna be real nostalgic.
Okay.
So.
Love that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Television. I'm excited for the next season of The Witcher.
Oh yeah, that's
really excited for that. Henry Cavill is great. What else? It's on Netflix. It's a sketch comedy show. It's a very cringy sketch comedy show, but it's the fucking funniest show I've seen in a long time. It's called I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. It's got it's directed and created by the Lonely Island guys. We're talking Andy Samberg, Akiva, and Yorma. It's just a cringe sketch comedy show, and it is so damn funny. I was home last week, and I was sitting around with the guys, and I showed them a sketch of it where they were giving Glenn from The Walking Dead gifts for his birthday. And everyone's like, oh, I love it. He's like, I love the gifts. Yeah. And then he's like, and the woman goes, oh, if just give me the receipt back. If you he's like, just keep the receipt if you want to turn. He's like, no, are you kidding me? I like it. The guy gives him a gift. He's like, thanks, man, I appreciate it. He's like, do you want me to keep the receipt? And he's like, no, it's fine. He's like, do you like? He's like, do you like it? He's like, give me the receipt. And he makes a huge scene. He eats the receipt. Then he gets sick. He's like, he went to the bathroom 10 minutes ago and he had poop on his hands, and now I'm dying. And the whole party turns on him. There was a baby beauty contest that turned into a gunfight. It's insane. I think you should leave. It's on Netflix, but it's one of the funniest damn sketch comedies I've seen in a long time. For movies, I'm excited for The King's Man. If you've seen,
it's a prequel, right?
The prequel, I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge James Bond fan. I'm excited for Daniel Craig's final James Bond movie to finally come out with Rami Malek in it as well. And the young woman who was in Captain Marvel. She's going to be the next 00, I suppose. Don't know yet. I am actually excited for Chris Rock's Spiral, his new Saw reboot.
I was going to add that. Yeah, I did not know anything about it because I guess it was supposed to come out this year. And then I was watching trailers and got lost in like a YouTube chain, like they just kept popping up on the side. And I'm so excited for that.
Very much so. I'm excited for Dune. I think that has a great cast with it. I think it's definitely going to be a movie in which I would see they have to break that movie up into 2 parts. I know the book is a gigantic hunk of a book, and I know they did the movie in the 80s with like Kyle MacLachlan. It was kind of a mess. But I think they could definitely do it now. And there was something else I was pretty excited for. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know if I assume Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to get pushed. Probably 2022. James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I'm excited for that. I do like James Gunn, regardless of his beliefs or whatever he posted on Twitter that got him in all kinds of trouble. And Nia DaCosta and Jordan Peele's Candyman reboot.
I'm excited for that.
I saw the trailer for it, and I'll go full circle here. The very handsome, gigantic black man that's the star in that movie, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, he is in The Watchmen, and he is phenomenal in it. Check it out. I don't want to give away the big spoiler for that. As I already said, I am pumped for Free Guy. What else? I'm sure there's something else. Oh, and one of Allory and I's favorite, Paul Rudd in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yes, I love Paul Rudd.
Who doesn't love Paul Rudd?
He just seems like the nicest guy. Allory would know.
I do know.
Oh man,
I can confirm.
But I am excited for that. I got from the vibes I got from the trailer that the young children were Egon's grandchildren or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of, okay. I wasn't certain. They didn't really come out and spell it, but I think that's what they were hinting at. But yeah, I think that'll be one of the bigger blockbuster movies of the year whenever things settle down eventually, hopefully. But that's all I got. What about you guys? Got anything else you want to say? Anything else we want to put out there in the Facebook verse?
I don't think so.
Nope.
No. We read anything? Anything good lately? Who's that? Oh, my sister, Paul Rudd.
Always.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? All right. Well, again, gals, I'm sorry. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Let me know if you guys get books for next Wednesday. I don't know, Laura, if you said your book would be here in time or not. Looking at my calendar, next Wednesday will be the 6th, so I would say no.
Probably not, but
Probably not. All right. Well, if you guys jump something in the group chat, you guys want to talk about something next Wednesday, I'm always down. This is my chance to put some good comic book or movie vibes out to the Facebook verse. But I thank you guys for coming and talking to me, spending your Wednesday night with me. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope you guys enjoy. Is tomorrow New Year's Eve?
yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
I got nothing planned. Awesome.
No.
But to the last episode, to our last live stream of 2020. Thank you everybody for being here with us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to us talk about things we love. I hope it inspires you to check them out on a rainy day, or if you're bored, or if you're stuck at home. With that being said, I'm Chris. Nope.
I'm Allory.
And I'm
I don't know.
Laura.
Exactly. There it is. And this is Chris's Comic Corner. We do this every Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for talking. I appreciate each and every one of you. Allory, Laura, enjoy your New Year's Eve. And
You too.
by the next time, Happy New Year. Take care of you guys yourselves. And I'll see you next week.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.